Hi, I'm Natalie Bingham Hoover, and I've been a designated pilot examiner for 11 years now. I'm based out of Olive Branch, Mississippi. That's where I do most of my check rides, which is right outside the Memphis International Airport. And today we're going to talk about the top 5 common checkride errors.
AOPA keeps flying safe, accessible, and fun by protecting your freedom to fly. We are the most trusted one-stop resource for all things related to general aviation. Become an AOPA pilot today.
So starting with the maintenance logs, you really want to make sure you understand what you're looking at. One of the things that applicants commonly do, they will flip through the maintenance logs and just refer to the sticker that has annual written out to the side of it that somebody else has put in the maintenance log. That often doesn't work because it may not be the most current annual, or it may not be an annual at all. Maybe they're pointing at the wrong sticker. So make sure that you can open up a set of maintenance logs and verify when the last annual inspection was. How do you know it's an annual? Where's the date? Make sure you know what else you're looking for as well. So know your Aviate's acronym and be able to find everything that you need to demonstrate your proficiency with maintenance logs. Another big item on the ground portion would be dealing with emergencies, specifically the fire emergency. We have 3 different kinds of emergencies. I would memorize cold for any airplane I fly. So that would be an engine fire on start, an engine fire in the air, and an electrical fire in the air. Those are 3 times you really want to know what to do quickly so that you don't have to fumble for a checklist while you are burning. Also, you want to understand the implications of the checklist items. For example, let's say you're dealing with an electrical fire in the air and the checklist calls for you to turn off the master switch. What's going to happen if you do that? Is your engine going to turn off? Are your brakes still going to work when you land? You just want to understand what's powering your different systems so you know if you see some sort of failure in the air, you know what you're dealing with exactly. Crosswind technique on landing. That's a common area, and oftentimes people are doing their check rides on days when the wind is decent, so you really want to be able to stick the center line on your takeoffs and on your landings. You want to be able to hold the center line. That's what the standards call for. And as an examiner, if I know you're having trouble with your crosswind technique on landing when we have a crosswind of less than 5 knots, I'm concerned for you if you have a really significant crosswind and I'm not sitting next to you. So make sure you're really comfortable with your crosswind technique and go out on challenging days with your instructor so you can perform really well on your check ride. And so you can feel comfortable later on when you're up there with your friends and your family. Stall comfort and rudder coordination overall. So one of the things I see on stalls is people with their eyes inside and they're not coordinated and the heading starts to drift and they don't notice it. So look outside when you are doing stalls. Pick a point that's above your propeller and hold it there with your rudder. Your ailerons aren't going to help you at that point. So hang on to your heading, stay coordinated, and when you recover, please know that you don't have to aggressively push your nose towards the ground and everybody floats up in their seat. All you have to do is release the back pressure and hold your heading with your rudder, and you'll be right back to flying again. And you'll look really proficient and comfortable for the examiner. For number 1, we will say you want to be comfortable with steep turns. And what I see there is that most people really have a focus on their altitude so that they can maintain their plus or minus 100 feet. But in doing so, they forget to focus on airspeed, or airspeed falls out of their scan. So a couple of problems we see there. You're either too fast or too slow. So we've got plus or minus 10 knots and we cannot exceed maneuvering speed for any airplane you're flying. So what I'll see is they'll roll into the steep turn and forget to add back pressure and our airspeed will climb really fast and it'll climb above maneuvering speed quickly. That's not safe because we're going to have structural damage. Another problem would be getting too slow at the end of the steep turn in an effort to maintain back pressure and hold your altitude. You creep too slow, closer to an accelerated stall speed. So just make sure that you note your airspeed on the entry and you keep it plus or minus 10 knots.